So with respect to population and sample, even if you know something other than this, please add. Otherwise, if you have any doubts, or you can ask me. So which is the target population actually? You may confine in research methodology, you will use a term instead of population as what? The sampling framework. Sampling framework where you have your entire population. For example, I'm planning to do it in Chennai means Chennai is my population. From Chennai, if I've collected 500 out of this population of say 1 crore or 2 crores, if I collected only say 500, 600 out of that, which is called as sample. When I do any characteristic analysis with respect to entire population, which is called as parameter, which is called as parameter. Parameter is a characteristic attribute for entire population. When you study entire population without missing single element out of it, which is called as parameter. This is called as parameter. When you do some study on the sample, when you do some characteristic study on the sample, which is called as statistics. So that is the difference between parameter and statistics. Parameter is your table of indices, where statistics you can refer from the table. Are you able to understand? In your examination, you will be getting one table, no, standard values. So all these standard values are derived from the parameter. You can refer this for each and everything. So threshold value has been given from that only. So which is parameter, which is statistics, I think you know right now. So when you do anything on entire population, which is called as parameter. When you do something on, when you do analysis on sample, which is called as statistics. So the sample is the representative of the population. It is the due role for every researcher to take the respective sample out of your population. So you have to be very thorough. You have to be very correct with respect to your say sample from your population. That you should be uh, uh, very keen on collecting your samples. If your samples are wrong, if your populations, if your samples are not representative to your population, then it will lead to erroneous result. So, like your class committee meeting, where students will come to class, where they will not attend the class at all. They will tell something which is incoherent to what happened in the class. So, they are generally wrong sample. If you take wrong sample, they will represent something very wrongly. For example, if I'm doing share trading, if I'm a researcher doing share trading, research on share trading, if I go and collect data from the individuals, those who have not even went into the website of share trading, then that is wrong sample out of the population. Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you should
Yes,
be
ma'am.
thorough. Later, I'll tell you types of errors also. What are the types of errors? Systematic error, standard error, random error. There are so many errors. I'll tell you what sort of errors would come when you do some wrong entry of data, which is called a systematic error. When you do wrong entry of error data, for example, 5-point scale, 7-point scale, 9-point scales are there. They are called as attitudinal scales, generally Likert scaling. We will use in max in our study. They are called as Likert scaling. So this generally developed by Likert, and which speaks about attitude actually. Initially, we had yes or no, which is dichotomous option, where a respondent can give either yes or no. But there are so many degrees of understanding between yes and no. So you have this attitudinal scaling. Thanks to Likert, actually, he is able to contribute much on our study. In prior cases, we can't able to measure the characteristic attribute because majority of our variables are qualitative in nature. For example, customer satisfaction, employee empowerment, or any variable. Majority in our social science study are qualitative in nature, where you can quantify qualitative variables using attitudinal scale. So attitudinal scales are measures of qualitative variable, so they can able to quantify. So only they have given 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They have given weightage for each and every quality. So for example, degree of agreement. Strongly agree, you are giving 5 points. Strongly, I'm sorry, agree 4 points. Neither nor 3 points. Disagree 2 points. Strongly disagree. One point. So what is this? Actually, you are giving weightage for each and every quality. So this Likert scaling is giving you, which is converting all your qualitative variable to quantify that, to quantitative stuff. So you can able to measure satisfaction accurately. You can able to measure any qualitative variables accurately. So in SPSS, you are coding each and every variable so that to quantify that system can understand all the qualitative variable in the degree of weightage. So you are coding that each and every responses you are coding. So for that only you are having that, so you can able to get accurate result. So population, sample, parameter and statistics. Why people are not going for parameter study, which is very predominant, which is very common?
It would limit the scope of the research, ma'am. When you define the parameter, you'll be construing your area of vast research initially.
Okay. Any other option? Any other answer for this?
Since this parametric study, we only look for the small samples out of the big sample,
Hello,
there is
hello,
a
hello,
chance
hello,
that,
hello. No, 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 no. Parameter statistics. When you study
okay,
entire population, which is called as parameter, which is very larger spectrum, which is not small.
okay,
Sample study is the small portion that you are taking from the population when you do this analysis, which is called as
okay,
statistics.
yeah,
That
okay,
is the
okay,
difference between parameter and statistics. My question is,
okay.
why you are not going with the study called as a parameter, why you are doing statistical analysis?
Because it is expensive, it
It's
is
very
time
costly.
consuming.
Population will be very huge and it will be very costly to do a parametric. So you take a representative sample from the population, which will
Don't confuse
very
with the
much.
parametric. Wait. Don't confuse the parametric test with the parameter. This parameter is different from parametric test. That is different. This is parameter and this is statistics. It's a procedural analysis about your elements. So when you take all set of elements together, which is called as population, only portion which is called as sample. So that is the difference. First you keep this in your mind, then respond to me. It is time consuming, correct? It is very vast, correct? More than that,
Very
Ma'am, is it
costly.
It is a
regarding general population?
it's not clear, please.
Ma'am, is it regarding the generalization of a population, ma'am?
It
We
is
need to take a particular, if we need to take a particular parameter, we need to generalize it to a larger population. So we need to be very careful while taking a parameter.
okay. So what you're trying to say now?
So we need to be very careful in taking the correct parameter, ma'am.
Okay. Any other point?
it is a time consuming, madam.
Yes, time consuming. Then time consuming and all they told. Any other point? Is
Population
it
is a dynamic, ma'am,
which is
and
dynamic?
population is dynamic,
Okay.
and whereas the sample is a static.
Is it so?
Yes,
How do you say?
because the population, the data that is generating in the world is going on increasing. You are taking only a few and doing the statistics on the sample
See,
only.
my population is employees working in particular automobiles. This
Okay.
is floating or static.
Okay. In that case, here in this case, the population is static.
You can't generalize anything. It is called
Okay.
as two categories are there. One is measurable, other one is immeasurable. As
Immeasurable.
you
Oh,
said, you
oh,
can't conclude in a generic statement that population is immeasurable. Population is measurable for certain case. Population is immeasurable for certain case. Based on this, Kocharan has given different formulae with respect to population measurable, population immeasurable. In immeasurable, he removed capital N, population totally. So
oh.
you please don't say any generic statement in total. Please revise.
Ma'am,
Okay,
ma'am,
change.
could
Okay.
it be also said as deductive and inductive? So
Deductive, inductive is something different. That is different. Please, this is deductive and inductive is about the research, how you are doing it. When you apply the earlier principles in your study, which is called as deductive. When you are not using any principles of study, straightly when you go with the what is happening there and you are reasoning that, which is using your reasoning brain there, which is called as inductive. That is different. Here I am asking about population. Is it why your people are not going doing analysis with the entire population? Why they are very keen on statistical analysis? This is my question. Other than this, you left one important point. That only I'm trying to take it from your say mouth, horse mouth.
Costly, ma'am.
Costly, time consuming, everything. Okay. Other than this, whether it is practically we could able to do it, we can't able to leave. It is not at all practical. It is not very practical. Theoretically, you can say, but practically, it is impossible to collect from each and every element from the universe. It is not possible. So only you are going with the statistics. Statistics is very practical, where you can able to collect from the few responses, and you can able to not only few can collect from the representatives, and you can able to give your say evidence and outcome, and you can strategize that very well. Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this?
Yes, ma'am, I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, so this is parameter and this is statistic. Actually, why I have given this is notations are varying for each and everything. So this is for mean, this is for standard deviation. All these notations are varying. Okay. So for each and every case, it will vary. See here for parameter, you will use mu like this, and that is in case of statistics, you will be using x bar like this. Here you will be using pi. Here you will be using pi notation, which is different. Sigma in parameter, SD in statistics, sigma squared like this, S squared in your statistics. Rho here rho will be different. Just to differentiate the notation, I have made this particular slide. So nothing other than that, no further digging. So you can move to next slide. We are with the elementary stuff. This you should know very carefully. Types of data actually it is divided into two. One is numerical, other one is categorical. Numerical from the term you can understand, which is qualitative or quantitative. Numerical data,
Quantitative.
whether it is quantitative, huh?
Quantitative, madam.
Quantitative. Numerical is quantitative, categorical is qualitative. So you remember this. So under numerical data, it is again divided into two. One is continuous, other one is discrete. One is continuous and other one is discrete. In qualitative data, it is divided into two. One is ordinal, other one is nominal. Okay. So this belongs to types of data. Now I can go one by one. So under numerical data, which is quantitative, it is divided further into two, which is discrete, other one is continuous. Discrete is very much fixed. You can able to tell how many children you have. You will say two, you will say three, or you will say one. You will not say 1.5. Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How many dependents you have at your family? You can give as the whole number, not as an integer or in fraction. So what about continuous? You will be giving with the decimal points. What is your height? What is your weight? What is your age even? You can tell with years and months, you can able to tell. With the running months, you can able to give, which is called as continuous. Continuous will be in the decimals. Discrete will be in the whole numbers. Okay. When I'm asking you how many fishes are there in a particular pond, whether it is continuous or discrete.
Discrete, ma'am.
Discrete. Who is this?
Tamil அரசு.
தமிழரசு, உங்களை ஒரு பாண்டு கிட்ட கொண்டு போய் நிக்க வைக்க போறேன். எவ்வளவு ஃபிஷ் அந்த பாண்டுல இருக்குன்னா கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவீங்களா? இப்ப ஃபிஷ் என்னது? ஃப்ளோட்டிங் தானே. It will be moving. You can't able to tell in very correctly.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is continuous. So continuous க்கு இன்னொரு attribute இருக்கு. When it is very floating, very moving, you can't tell. Only through approximation you can tell something. You cannot confine. Only through that cubic meter you can tell 2 or 3 fishes maybe. So from that you can approximately tell this many numbers are there in a particular pond. Are you able to follow me? Atomic
Yes, sir.
diffusion,
Yes,
atomic
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
radiation, neutron fusion, something. So whether you can able to calculate very correctly, precisely?
Ma'am.
No.
No,
No,
ma'am.
no.
So that is continuous. So discrete is you can confinely tell this many numbers are there, which is in whole number. Why I'm repeating again and again in SPSS, when I ask this, you have to answer exactly. Next one is categorical. Categorical is qualitative. Most in your questionnaire, most of your variables are this particular attribute, which is qualitative in nature. Generally, you will be having some subjective questions. So all are not quantitative in nature. They are qualitative in nature, where it is divided into two: ordinal, nominal. Ordinal, please note it down, which is orderly in nature. For example, what is your level in the organization? Top level, middle level, bottom level, or lower level. This is called as ordinal scale. I didn't leave any levels there. I gave it in a proper order, and there is a proper linkage, and there is a logic. So it is called as orderly. If your options in the question, for example, you have a question called as education, starting from say primary to final postgraduate and postdoc, if I included in my options, which is called as ordinal. Ordinal is orderly. It should have linkage. It should have a logic. You can able to rank them. Please note it. You can able to rank them. These are all collected from different sources actually. When you go to net, 111 will tell one thing. But when you take a standard book, you can refer and you can collect. But when you keep on reading, different books will add new points. So I'm just presenting it in a nutshell. Please note it down. So this is the logic of telling whether your option is ordinal or nominal. So practically, I'm telling in your questions in the questionnaire, for each and every questions, if your options are orderly with the proper logic and you can able to rank it, which is called as ordinal. If it is haphazard in nature, for example, which brand you use for your say mobile phone, or what is the brand of your mobile phone, then I may give different, give say Motorola or any company that I can tell, say Reliance, Motorola, or any other brands I can able to Redmi, or any brands I can give there, which is called as nominal, where you cannot rank. There'll be no linkage. There'll be no sort of say proper levels there. So which is called as nominal in nature. So for each and every question in your questionnaire for your study in your thesis, you'll be having certain options. Based on the options, you can able to classify whether it is numerical or categorical. If it is numerical, you have to tell whether it is continuous or discrete. Under categorical, you have to tell whether it is ordinal or nominal. Why I'm insisting again and again, when you do any analysis, you should know which variable to be pushed under dependent, because in parametric test, most of your dependent variable will be continuous. They warrant your variable to be continuous. So you should know the category of your variable. Then only you can able to push your variable. Do you have any doubts here? Because it's very elementary. When you do multivariate analysis, when you do something, if you don't know what kind of data it is, then it is totally waste. You have to go from say scratch, from the first point, from zero you have to start and you have to come back. So types of data is very very important. You should know that. You have any doubt here? Any doubts? Okay. Shall I pose few questions so that you can classify types of data and tell me? Okay. Age of the respondent. Options. 18 to 25, 26 to 31, 32 to 45. What is this data?
Ordinal. Ordinal data, ma'am.
Any other response? I think it is Jayanti telling ordinal. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other response?
Even I think it's ordinal, ma'am, because you can
Who is
rank
this
them.
Harita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then anybody?
I think it's continuous, ma'am.
Who's this ma?
Vinodini, ma'am.
Inodini. It is continuous. Okay. Any other student?
Bye. See you.
Anybody?
Madam, this is Bala, madam. It is continuous, madam.
It is continuous. Who's this?
Bala, madam.
Okay, Bala. Okay.
I-
What about others? Are you listening?
Yes, I'm particular. I'm preferring nominal.
Nominal. Okay. So
But
ordinal.
I feel the ranking is not possible. My assumption. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So ranking is not possible. So since ranking is not possible, you are telling it is nominal. Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, Shiromi
What
here.
about others?
Yeah, Shiromi
Okay.
here. I also think it's ordinal.
It is ordinal. Okay. What about rest others?
Ma'am, this is Tamil. It's ordinal, ma'am.
Ordinal. Stand up on the bench தான் எல்லாரையும் தமிழரசும் சேர்ந்து ஸ்டாண்ட் அப் ஆன் தி பெஞ்ச் தான். ஆர்டினல் நாமினல்லாம் சொன்னவங்கலாம் தலையில நீங்களே குட்டிக்கோங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஹவு ஆர்டினல் நாமினல் வில் கம், ஹவு ஆர்டினல் ஜெயந்தி வில் கம். ஜெயந்தி யூ ஷுட் யூஸ் லாஜிக். ஜெயந்தி, வாட் இஸ் தி ஆப்ஷன் ஹியர்? 25 to what is this, whether it is number or character?
Numerical, ma'am.
அப்புறம் நான் கேட்டகாரிக்கல் சொல்றீங்க. You are telling categorical, that two ordinal.
இதெல்லாம் எடுத்து இன்னும் குழப்பிட்டோம் மேம். Numerical
குழப்பம்லாம் இல்ல, நீங்க யோசிக்கிறதே இல்ல, உடனே ஆன்சர். கொஞ்சம் யோசிக்கணும். இப்ப ஒன்னும் ட்ரெயின்லாம் பிடிக்க போறது இல்ல. We are not going to catch any train.
Ma'am,
Just
I
you
just
listen.
have a doubt.
Okay.
Like,
ஆப்ஷன் வந்து நம்பர்ல இருக்கு. Options are in numbers. NCR campus, are you with us? Priyanka, Raj Mishra, Priyanka.
Yes, ma'am.
Mishra, whether he joined ma? Mishra, Priyanka.
Yes, ma'am. I have already told him to join.
Okay. Okay, fine. So numerical option, from option itself you can able to understand it is number. It is in numbers. So it should come under the category of numerical. Under numerical, you have to confine whether it is continuous or discrete. Okay. Discrete will be it will be numbers. Since it is in group, it is continuous. So between 25 to 36, between 18 to 31 something, or 32 to 45 something I have given. So it is in continuous. No, it is in that group. No. Okay. So it should be very clear. Okay. Now age. I didn't give any options. I have given dash. You have to fill up. So what sort of data it is?
Discrete, madam.
Discrete.
Discrete, ma'am.
யாராவது வேற ஆப்ஷன்? So numerical confine பண்ணிட்டீங்க. It is numerical. So quantitative. கரெக்டா? Am I correct?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So under numerical, you are telling it is discrete. For example, if I am filling that, I'll mention that as 43.4, 43 years, 4 months. If I'm filling like this.
It's continuous, ma'am.
Continuous, ma'am. Continuous.
You can't tell whether it is discrete or continuous. Since you are giving fill up, adha you have to avoid fill up in your questionnaires. In your questionnaire, you should avoid fill up. You should give options. You should not give a hold of respondent to do whatever he wants. He will confuse you totally. So you should have a control on him to a certain level. You have to give options to him. He has to give tick mark out of that. Otherwise, you will be going behind him. You can't able to reach your research objective. Able to understand? That's a problem with dichotomous. Yes or no, you can't able to measure other, say, characteristic attribute. And also in case of fill-ups, open-ended questions should be avoided. If you give that, he will give continuous or discrete. So that is also there. Another type of age, group A, group B, group C, or group 1, 2, 3. What is this?
Discrete, madam.
Discrete, which is discrete. For example, group 1, I may confine on certain age group. So depends upon your pattern of asking questions and options, you can tell whether it is numerical or continuous. For example, height of the respondent. Height.
Continuous, ma'am.
I will give some, say, options. Or I will ask it as open-ended. What is that?
Continuous numerical.
Numerical, that's all. It may be continuous or may be discrete. It depends upon the respondent. Okay. Level of satisfaction on particular product. Strongly agree, strongly agree, neither nor disagree, strongly disagree. What is this data called?
Ordinal, ma'am.
Categorical.
Categorical.
Categorical. Under categorical,
Ordinal.
ordinal. So ordinal data. Why ordinal?
It is orderly, ma'am.
And rank it, ma'am.
So you can able to have a logic of having, so you have a connect on both the case, which is called as synchronic data. Synchronic data, where one data will have a sync on other data. So one option will have a sort of connect with the other. Monotonic means will not have any connection. One option will not have any connection with other. But here it is having connection. So it has the sort of linkage with one to other. So strongly agree, disagree, all belong to same family. So you can able to give that as ordinal. Nominal is when you give some option like this. How do you go to college? Options: bus, train, car, walk. So what is this data called?
Multiple choice, madam.
All are multiple choice. கேட்கறதெல்லாம் multiple choice. என்னப்பா படிக்கிறேன்னா physics classல chemistry answer பண்றீங்க நீங்க. So what is my question? Data. I am talking about types of data.
Categorical, nominal.
Categorical, nominal. Why nominal?
Because we can't rank them, ma'am.
Okay. Link இல்ல.
We
Car,
can't
bus
change bus
நிறைய
to
விட்டுட்டேன்.
a.
I
Ma'am,
left so many things.
we can't change bus to a car and car to a train, ma'am.
No need to change. No need to change that, but I left so many options. Other options also. Auto is there, or I can come with my friend using two-wheeler, or I can not use anything. I can get some other van. I can come through van. Where I missed all these things, no? I missed so many options, no? So I can't able to rank there because I missed options there. So it is nominal. So no need to convert one option to other. You should have some sort of link of one to other. So where I left so many options there, so it is nominal. Able to understand that? It is very haphazard. It is not having any proper logic in asking that. So I gave as per my own mindset. Am I correct? Are you able to follow this, or even you have any doubts, you can post me.
Madam, I got a doubt, madam, but it's not related to this point, but it's in a questionnaire.
Who is this? When you ask any question, please open up with your name, then you ask.
Okay. Madam, this is Bala, madam. I mean, when we frame a questionnaire, when it comes to age or anything, different people, there is have choices, different choices. Like, for example, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. Some people have 20 to 25. Others will have like 26 to 30. So, which one is right, madam? I mean, like, because which one is right, madam? 20 to 25, 25 to 30?
You are asking a question. Am I correct? Please listen to me whether I understood your question properly. For example, under age, they are giving some intervals, closed interval. This is called as closed interval. They are giving some intervals. How to fix certain intervals as standard according to age. Am I correct?
Yes, madam.
Whether it is 18 to 25 should start, or 25 to something should start. That is your question. Am I correct?
Yes, madam.
Which is called as nomological sense. You have to, there is one, according to each and every country, even for income, we have to ask certain standard options. We have to follow that. Other country like say US and all, they will name as higher, lower, higher, middle. Likewise, they are classifying under income. So here we are classifying that as different say categories. So all these are coming under our own say demographic aspect of particular country. So according to our country, we have to fix this. There is one separate bureau to check. Actually, when you take a proper standard survey from our government, you can able to identify, or when you see the census data, you can able to identify how to ask this demographic questions in your questionnaire. Especially when you ask about age, income, you have a standard format or pro forma to give as the option. It's a beautiful question actually. You can't ask as per your own with respect to say options. Have I answered your question?
Yes, madam. Thank
So
you,
you
madam.
have to follow the census data, see through the frequency of options. என்ன ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்காங்கன்னு பாருங்க. 18 to 20, 18 start ஆகுதா, how they are asking. If it is not there, you can check other standard Indian proper survey questionnaire according to the current juncture, because family pattern now they have asked 6 to 7 types: married, unmarried, divorcee, separated, likely to separate. There are so many options now it has come. So you have to include in your questionnaire like that. You have to follow certain nomology properly in your questionnaire. Am I correct? Are you
Yes, madam.
following?
Thank you, madam. Yes, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay. So with respect to distribution, this is called as a distribution, where there are few distributions I added here. There are so many distributions there, but students will ask me, Madam, I don't know what is normal distribution. I don't know what is binomial. So this is uniform distribution. Uniform distribution you will get when you give this questionnaire to them without respondent engagement. Engagement in sense, if they are not reading your questionnaire properly, they will give all the answers as strongly agree. So all the answers are strongly disagree. Or if a student is very, say, diplomatic, he will give neither nor. So your data will be like this, very uniform, where you can't do any sort of causal relationship. If you can't do any analysis on, say, related to causal analysis or analytics on regression or any analytics on, say, the impact, you can't do impact study and all. If it is very common, very predominant, very, say, your regression score will be 100, that is full of 100%, say you have your coefficient of determination, because all are saying same answer. Are you getting my point? So which is wrong actually? Which is wrong? What you did? What is your mistake here? What is your mistake? Whether it is a mistake, when you get your response like this, whether you treat this as an error, or you will say it is not an error. You please go with the say granny word. Don't go by any sort of textbook. Don't be bookish here. You tell, practically you tell. You are going for the pilot study. You are getting your response like this. Your distribution is uniform. What you can understand.
Sample is error, ma'am.
Sample error. Yaar idu? Who's this?
Tamil error.
Very good. Sample error. போன கிளாஸ்ல வந்து ஃபுல்லா பசங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்காங்க, படிக்கவே இல்லை. If I'm going to a class and if I have distributed my questionnaire, they didn't read my question at all. Simply they have given same type of response for all the questions. So this will not give any fetch any result to you. So what is this error called? Sampling error. Your sample itself wrong. You have decided a wrong sample where they didn't, or you didn't engage through your questionnaire. You didn't engage through your questionnaire. Next one is binomial distribution. When you ask your question like this, true or false, yes or no, your response will fall like this, neither nor. So your response will be like this. So too much of binomial questions or dichotomous questions will spoil your analysis. You can't do analysis much because your distribution will be like this, which is called as binomial distribution. Are you seeing the visuals? Are you following through visuals?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Then this is normal distribution. This is what we want. Your data to be normally distributed, which is bell-shaped curve actually, which is very symmetric. When you cut it, when you see through median, both the tails will be of same, say symmetric, of same pattern. So you want your distribution should be like this for doing your parametric test. For conducting most of your research, your analysis is with the rule called as your data to be normally distributed. So your distribution should be like this. But in general, when you collect your data, it is not normally distributed. So you are making them to, you are imposing that to be normally distributed by doing some transformation. Yes, it is possible. There are so many reviews to support this. Without changing the statistical property, you can able to transform your data to normal. There are certain references for that. So we are doing normal distribution. We are converting our data to fit with the normal curve, and we are running our experiments and we are doing our analysis. Are you clear? நம்ம எடுக்கிற டேட்டா நார்மலா டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் ஆகலை. It is not normally distributed generally. When you check with the analysis, it is not. But we are trying our level best to push your data to be fitted with the normal curve, and we are running through different experiments like analysis, like models like regression model, ANOVA. You are running with say t-test. You are running with the SEM, structural equation modeling. You are doing all these things with the help of considering your data is normally distributed. Are you clear? Are you clear?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
shall I move to exponential distribution?
Ma'am, I have a
Exponential
doubt.
distribution. Yes.
Ma'am, Linson here.
Hmm.
Ma'am, any reason for coloring that normal distribution in dark blue, the initial part of it? Any?
No. Just to mention the tail. This is one tail, other one is other tail. This is one tail, this is other tail. In most of your test, you will be having single tail test. What is the result? Two-tailed test, what is the result? You are asking your data to disperse on one side and you are checking your result. That is one tail test. When you ask your data, when you give command to disperse your data for the both the tails, and when you do analysis on that and you get the result, which is called as two-tail test. Just to differentiate which is the tail here it has given. Forget about that. You please see through the graph,
Okay.
the curve. Okay. Next
Ma'am.
one is exponential distribution. This will come. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
What is the difference between parametric test and non-parametric test?
I'll come to that. You are high on your syllabus. Now I'm in pre-KG. You are in UKG. So please wait. Okay. I'm coming for that. First, you be very strong in
Ma'am,
fundamentals. Okay.
this is
So
Vinodini, ma'am.
yes, Vinodini.
Ma'am, I need a small example for normal distribution, ma'am. I'm unable to get it, ma'am.
Normal distribution. Normal distribution is your data where skewness, kurtosis. I'll tell you all these things will come in next few slides. But at this verge, I could able to tell you normally distributed is your data to be dispersed in such a way that it should fall into the curve, which is called as bell-shaped curve. Here it is a median point, center point. When you see through the center point, both the curves should get mapped without any aberrations, without any change. So this is called as a normally distributed one, and situation where when you feed into data where most probably your skewness kurtosis, where it will not be skewed, your data, your tails will not get, this dispersion will not get disturbed. It will fall into this particular say bell-shaped curve where mean is equal to median is equal to mode. All are same, but it is not falling into line. Sometimes even mean, median, mode is not same. Your data may fall into normally distributed curve. So that is also there, but general thumb rule is mean, median, mode. All should be the same. Mean is the average. When you take your data, when you total your data and divide it by number of observation, which is called as mean. Median is the center point. Mode is the frequently responded attributes. For example, 5 times I watched movies, this 5 is my response. One time I watch means 1 is my, this is the mode. How many times you did the same activity, or how many times you are trying to say that thing. It is called as mode. Frequently repeated, say, attribute will come into that. It's called as a mode. So when median is equal to mode, when all the three are same, then your data set to be normally distributed. But in practice, it is not happening. But we are strictly following on skewness and kurtosis. When you follow strictly on skewness and kurtosis, if skewness and kurtosis both are closer to 0, I'll tell you what is skewness and kurtosis in forthcoming slides. So when both are set to be 0, then you can able to confine your data is normally distributed. Have I answered your question?
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
How to check this? Through SPSS, you can check this. I'll teach you. We will be having the data. We'll feed the data to tell how it is normally distributed. You can pictorially, you can be able to see through visuals, as well as you can see through different tests called as Wilks-Shapiro's test. There are so many tests. Through that, you can able to check whether your data is normally distributed.
Ma'am, what is an exponential distribution?
I didn't come to that, Jayanti. Now I'm coming to that. Okay. Let me, please allow me to go in a slower pace. Is it okay whether my pace is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Perfect, ma'am.
Perfect.
Okay. Because some may be for knowing this, some may not know this. So it is better you can refresh yourself. Even today, when statistics class is happening, I'll go and sit so that others I can learn. If I don't know something, I can able to update myself. I can learn. So please, those who know statistics, please listen so that you can update yourself. Or if you want to add some points, you can add. Okay. Next one is exponential distribution. This is generally a growth curve. In our talk, our corporate talk, will tell that as a growth curve. This will happen when your data is growing, which is going to the infinity, where you can find atomic diffusion, or people using some mobile phones where you can't able to measure. It is like our population. According to Indian statistics, says each and every individual, according to our population, is using 2 SIMs. You imagine this. Someone says, na, Harita said me that population is immeasurable. This is exact answer for exponential distribution. When you don't know floating population, when you don't know something, it may march towards infinity, then that is called as exponential distribution. You cannot accurately calculate what is the exact birth rate of babies or kids with respect to per millisecond or second. You can't tell. Approximately you can tell. Approximately you can tell, which is called as moving variable. Which is called as moving variable, which results to exponential distribution. So are you clear with this? Are you clear with this? Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
So
ma'am.
two distributions are discrete distributions. Uniform
Ma'am,
distribution. Yes.
ma'am, Shiromi here. I have a doubt. For uniform distribution, you said when if it is uniformly distributed, that's because we have a sampling error, isn't it? So likewise, for normal distribution, in case if it is not normally distributed, do we have to say it's a type of an error?
It is not so. Actually, we are bound to social environment where micro and macro. It's a beautiful question, actually. Micro and macro variables are come into play. So we cannot predict or we cannot control our say respondents that it should be normally distributed, because it works with the psychology of each and every individual. So as per their will and wish, they will give their response. So sometimes beautifully it will work with the normal distribution curve. 90% it will not work with the normal distribution curve. So you can't say normally, since it is not normally distributed, you can't say it is error. But for uniform distribution, you can clearly see only by plotting your data in the graph, you can say. Uniform distribution, I'm not saying completely it is erroneous, because it may be the response from the particular sect. But when you take 1,000 samples, all these thousands are saying strongly agree, will you believe?
No, not exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say. Practically, you may not believe. But if it is a truth, you have to accept it. But practically you may not believe, because all cannot say that strongly agree. Some may go with agree. For that only you are having this Likert scale. All may not go with the same degree accurately. Some may give agree, some may give neither nor, some may give strongly agree. All cannot give a strongly agree. All 1,000 samples cannot give strongly agree. But when you give yes or no, it is a probability that all can give yes. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
For that only you are having this Likert scale. It is always warrant. It is always essential for you to go with your Likert scaling.
Okay, ma'am. One more. Sorry to ask you again. You said about like normal distribution. It's not always wrong. You know, we get the other way around also. But then why are we actually saying that we should get the bell curve and only then it is considered to be the right format?
Because we are doing some parametric test. Don't confuse with parameter. Till now I didn't touch parametric test. Parametric test only we are doing. Majority we are going with the parametric test to do statistical analysis. For doing parametric
Okay.
test, which is like a gated community where they require data to be normally distributed. Since you have that as a rule,
Oh,
confined standard rule, your data to be fitted with the normal curve.
okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So next one is exponential
Ma'am, is there
distribution.
a rule also, ma'am? Sorry, is there a rule that when the size of the sample is large, normally the normal distribution will be part of it?
Exactly. Who's this?
Jayanti, ma'am.
Exactly. It's correct. When you increase your sample size, probability of converging your data to be normal is possible. Is possible actually. So this will remove your bias. This will reduce your standard errors. It will reduce your sampling errors because you are using a large sample there. So always large say when you take more samples, it will be representative to your research objective, to your study. It's always better. Even if you have a confined 5% from your general rule is 5% out of your population. When your population is too large, 0.5% you may take it. If your population is immeasurable, you can remove your population, and there is one formula in Cochrane where you can take 384 numbers as your samples. But in order to improve your say representativeness, you can take 1,000 if it is possible, 500. So you can't say with the numbers whether it is sample is large or small. Only against your population you can say whether your sample is large or small. Are you following my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Only against your population. For example, 5,000 employees are working. You can take only 5%. If I take 200 out of that, would you say it is a small sample? No. Out of 5,000, you have taken 200, which is a good sample actually. It's a large sample. So you have to check your population strength. Then only you can confine your sample size is large or small. Generally in Viva OSA, they will confuse this. They will ask this. Why your sample size is small? First, they should know what is your population. Then they have to ask this question. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. Correct. Yes, yes.
Yes. So this is with respect to exponential distribution where this curve goes to infinity. In y-axis, you can see that. Okay. Even in x-axis, it goes like this. Okay. So trials and distribution. So, so trials and distributions. So where in case of binomial, there's a clue that I'm giving to you. For binomial distribution, your trials will be limited. What is this trial? I am permitting you to conduct some experiment, or I'm permitting you to conduct some tossing of coin, or I'm permitting you to do some trial there. So that is called as trial here. Okay. If I'm permitting you to run something, if you have very good success rate, then you will get a curve called as binomial curve. Then when I'm permitting you to I'm giving you so many trials where your success rate is very high, you will end up with normal distribution. Jayanti, your question is answered here. Am I correct? When I'm
Yes, ma'am.
allowing you, what is this trials? Sampling. Sampling is a trial. Where you are sampling, when your samples are high, your success rate is high, so your distribution is normal. So you can get your distribution as normally distributed one. Even if you're not getting your data to normally distributed, you can convert that. You can transform your data. That is possible actually. Okay. Are you following, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next one is Poisson. Poisson is exponential actually. So trials are high, success rate is very less. Generally, your curve will be like this, which is called as Poisson distribution. But we are worrying much on normal distribution. Okay. So this is significance level and confidence level. So please concrete on this. Please be very keen, very uh, 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 by heart this in your mind. What is significance level and confidence level? Please don't take any dictionary meaning for this. Statistics, this significance level and confidence level is something different. Okay. Significance level is, do anyone know this?
How do things want about your space?
Ma'am, when we do a statistical test and the data lies in a particular point, and more likely that particular point, then we say it is significant at that point. So to get the more into the approximation of where the data lies.
Any other individuals?
Ma'am, this is Tamil. Significance level is the standard level.
Standard level. என்னது அதுக்கப்புறம் முன்னேறவும். What is next? What is the difference between significance and confidence level? Entire piece of the statistics analysis goes with this. So you should know what is the significance level and confidence level.
Madam, significance level is
Ma'am, when we
the
do the
level where we can
sampling,
accept
the error should be less than 0.05.
Who is this, ma? Who's this?
Vinodini, ma'am.
Vinodini. சொல்லுங்க ma'am.
Vinodini, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. When we do the sampling, the error should be less than 0.05, ma'am. It should have the 99%. It should have the.
அப்படியா? உங்க ஊர்ல
the
99%
should
க்கு 5%. மா 99 எங்க இருக்கு? 0.05 எங்கம்மா இருக்கு? முக்கா ஆன்சர் கரெக்ட், கா ஆன்சர் தப்பு. Your answer is 99% correct, 1% wrong. 99% remaining what, ma? 1 to get 100. 99 here is 0.05.
Ma'am, the difference between standard and actual? The relationship between like two variables, ma'am. தமிழரசு.
தமிழரசு எல்லாம் பாதி பாதி தான் சொல்றீங்க, மீதி பாதி நானே முடிச்சுடணும் போல இருக்கு.
இல்ல ஓரளவுக்கு ஞாபகம்
இருக்கு. சரி. Any other respondent? Any other scholar?
The confidence level should be 95%, ma'am.
யார் இது?
ஹரிதா ma'am. So
95% யார் சொன்னாங்க?
நானே தான் மேம் சொன்னேன்.
நீங்களே சொல்லிட்டீங்க.
இல்ல மேம், அந்த சொல்லிட்டீங்களா? இல்ல மேம், இது நாங்க SPSS பண்ணிருக்கேன் மேம், MBA ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கு.
அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு வேண்டாமா, நீங்க என்ன வேணா பண்ணுங்க. இப்போ எனக்கு இதுனா என்னன்னு மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க.
95% மேம் கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ்.
அதான் என்னது அப்படினா ஏன்னா இங்க எழுதிட்டாங்க சிக்னிஃபிகன்ஸ் லெவல் 0.05.
Ma'am, confidence level na திருப்பி பண்ணா கூட you should get the same result. I am confident this result will come. That is
literal meaning. போகாதீங்கன்னு ஆரம்பமே சொல்லிட்டேன். When I start this class, I clearly mentioned, when I start this topic, I clearly told don't go with the literal meaning, with the dictionary meaning. That's what I told.
Ma'am, Karthik here, ma'am. So I feel like whether the test is correct or not, that is
very
significance. Good. Confident is how much percentage is correct or not, like how confident.
Harita is 99% correct. You also correct. Actually, significance level tells you the error level. If I'm permitting you to run an experiment for 100 times, when you do 5 times as say erroneous, when you get the erroneous result, then that is called a significance level. Your error value should be below 0.05. So 5%, below 5%, you are permissible to undergo to get the erroneous result. That is the meaning of significance level. Someone says that you have done in SPSS, so you have done some paper or something. What is that you have done? So, but you have to explain why you are with this, why you are sticking with 0.05. This is called a significance level. Significance level in dictionary meaning is something different, but actually it is completely different. You are permitted to have error with the threshold value below 0.05. 0.05. So 5% you are, when you convert this in percentage, what is the value? What is the value?
0.05.
0.05 is the value, ma. When you convert it in percentage, what is the value?
95%.
Sure. 5%. When you convert it in
5%.
percentage, 0.05 is otherwise 5%. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
5% you are permitted to do error. When you above 5 or 5 or above 5%, you cannot undergo the same experiment. You have to repeat with the different samples, or it is up to you. You can't do it. So that particular model is not working with your data. That is the understanding. For example, regression you are doing means regression model is not fitting with that particular variables. You can't say, since regression is not there, my sample is error. No, you can't say. That particular model is not working with your data. Are you clear?
Nice, ma'am.
You can't say, எனக்கு regression work ஆகல, அதனால என்னோட data தப்பு, so I can't do my thesis லாம் கிடையாது. So many scholars have cried, so discriminant is not working, so whether I'm wrong, shall I change my data, shall I cook, அதெல்லாம் no cooking, no Swiggy, nothing. Don't do any change. Discriminant is not working. Tell it overtly. What is there? Discriminant is not working in my data. It is not a rule that all data should work with regression, discriminant, cluster. No need. Your data is not with the model. So you can try with other models. In statistics, you will tell all these as one model. So it is not working with that model. So significance level is the error value where within 0.05 your data should fit. This is a thumb rule for social science study. Please underline this. This is only for social science study, not for other. When you go and tell in engineering and other cases in quality management, they will not permit you. They want 0% significance level in their research. Example, for if you are with the aeronautical science or with the aviation industry, when you design something or design some equipment for that, you can't say 5% I can go with the error. No, they will not permit. For social science research, for our study, because we are dealing with the social setup where which is not in your control, you are permitting to undergo significance level, say 0.05 or 5% you are permitting. Below 5% actually. So 95% your result should be successful, which is free from error, which is called as confidence level. Which is called as confidence level. Here is telling about success rate actually. Just telling about success rate. Are you clear? Are you clear? You have a sort of remembrance with significance level. Straight opposite is your confidence level. So one particular term you remember that. Other thing straight opposite to this. Vice versa to this is confidence level. So significance means error value. Your error value should be below 0.05 or 5%. You remember this. Ulta is the other one. Vice versa is other one. Say confidence level. Are you clear?
Madam, I got a doubt, madam. This is Bala, madam.
Are you clear till this?
Madam, in some places we have the significance level as 0.05. In some other places 0.01. Could you advise that? I mean, like in why there is two different significance level?
There is no significance level like that. In our social science study, our thumb rule is 5%. It is permissible. Okay. In science and medicine, in other fields, they in certain areas they are warranting your data should have 0% significance level. That means 100% your data to be perfect, because they are conducting experiments there. If you allow to have error, then it will go totally say different alarming effect. So they are not allowing them to go with that. So that's why in certain experiments in engineering, they are permitting to have 1% error. So in that case, they may be having, say, significance level of 1%. I think, Bala, you are confused with the result that you are getting. 0.000. It is actually not 0.00. It is not 100% that we are getting. 0.000223333, your value is that. So you can't write as 100% confidence in our study. So we are writing that as 99% confidence or 1% significance. Am I clear?
Yes, madam. Thank you, madam.
உங்களோட அவுட்புட்டை பார்த்து நீங்க சொல்றீங்க. ஆக்சுவலி உங்க அவுட்புட்ல 0.00 வந்திருக்கும். கீழே சம் ரிசர்ச்சர் மைட் ஹவ் ரிட்டன் 99% கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ்னு போட்டிருப்பாரு. இந்த 99 தான் நீங்க கேக்குறீங்க. திஸ் 99% ஏன் போட்டிருக்காருன்னா 0.000 வச்சு அது 100%ன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. 0.00க்கு அப்புறம் என்ன வேல்யூ வேணா வந்திருக்கலாம். 2, 3, 4 something would have come. So he has written 99% confidence level. According to that study, it is fitted with the level called as a 99% confidence level. So we are permitted to undergo an experiment with the result called as a 5% significance level is permitted. Are you clear? If you get 99%, well and good. Very good. Beautiful. If you are getting 98%, very good. All like this. Till 95, you are permitted. 95 to 99, it is workable according to our study. Those social science research. Are you able to differentiate, discriminate significance level and confidence level?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So next class we can continue with the, since it is a very first session, I am just closing this class with this. Next class, please be in your meet. I'll take your attendance. So next class we'll continue with the remaining topics. Till this, if you have, today I'm not giving any homework to you since I didn't start any SPSS. Next class I'll finish this and I'll go to the SPSS. Next class, you please load your system. Install with SPSS any version. It is up to you to choose trial version or with the cracked version or with the original version. If you want to buy, you can buy. But to help you out, I have given you the package of SPSS cracked version in our GCR. This is only for study purpose. That also I mentioned that. If you want to download, you download it and have it. If you want to run a trial version, you have it. But you should have it. Then only you can able to work along with me. Otherwise, you can't. Every day you have to practice. Then only you can work. So are you clear till this? Any doubts? Any doubts?
Ma'am, if you want to say in one line what is confidence level, what would you say, ma'am?
Confidence level is all about what do you understand from your significance level is error level. Confidence level is your success rate. So one word when I try to say about confidence is success. When you think about significance, it is error. Always I'll remember significance level. It is error level. So how much I am permitted to work in my study, in my branch. In my branch of social science, I'm permitted to work up to 5%. With 5%, I'm not permitted. Below 5%, I'm able to work with my, say, project or research. So this I will remember. So one word for significance is error. One word for confidence is success.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I proceed? Of
Madam,
taking downloading your yes.
Madam, this is Bala, madam.
Yes, Bala.
I'm having problem with my GCR, madam. I tried with the official email account, but I'm not able to log in, madam.
Your guide is your systems in charge head. You are telling all these things to me. That what I didn't reply anything to you. See, Bala, I think you are in the line. Please check. Are you seeing the screen? Bala, whether you are in the group. What is BP now? It's Bala now. BP6456 is your ID. Am I correct?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Then you are in the GCR. It will show error only. You have to give accept. You go to your mail where invite mail has come. You give accept. I have already invited you. It is your role to come in.
Okay, madam.
Is this your ID, Bala? Am I correct?
Yes, madam. That is my ID, madam.
போய் accept கொடுங்க. இதுதான் உங்களோட வேலை. எனக்கு தெரியும். ஆனா என்னால ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் ஆன்சர் பண்ண முடியல. கிளாஸ்ல சொல்லிக்கலாம்னு விட்டுட்டேன் நான். நீங்க முதல்ல என்ன பண்ணணும், உங்க மெயில்ல போய் பார்க்கணும். எல்லாரையும் இன்வைட் பண்ணியாச்சு. I invited all here. Okay.
Okay, madam.
Wait a minute, I'll. There is some problem here to download. Wait a minute. It's asking me more options. It is a spreadsheet. Okay. Let me complete here. I'll check what is the problem then. Anything you want to ask other